Hello and welcome back to another episode on the channel by me, TheWiseJames. So today I'm going to react to some LBC call-ins because, to be honest, I actually watch quite a lot of the LBC call-ins because they've got, obviously Nick Ferrari's more of a right-centre Tory than left-wing sort of liberal, I would say. James O'Brien, I would say, is more of a centre-left liberal than he is a centre-right Tory. So they've got all these various different hosts with different opinions, and so it leads to a very diverse group of people calling in. And I think this is probably the best channel for me to do reactions to. So that's what I'm going to do. So this person is calling in saying, we will never... So we are losing our country, the LBC caller says. So let's get into it.
Why people are upset about having hotels of asylum seekers put near them. I get it. Totally understand. That is actually a world away from saying, okay, well, we're going to have an uprising to fight the people who are trying to replace us or whose culture is trying to become the predominant one. There's a world of difference there. The numbers just don't make that make sense. If you want to go and protest on the streets about uncontrolled migration and a lack of control at the border, I get it. Really, really get it.
I get it as well. The fact of the matter is that there's too much illegal migration. The Conservative Party closed all legal routes, thinking it would lower migration. So human traffickers were just like, well, we'll just start using illegal routes then. And did illegal routes and made so much money, they just keep doubling down and making more and making more. Literally, our country is not monitoring its territory correctly. It's like we have a castle and there's a huge hole in the wall, and they're refusing to fix it, and loads of people are just walking in and out all day. We've got these guards and a gate with a locking mechanism, but we don't use it because we've got a hole in the wall. But yeah, I get it, I get it. It's just like, I don't see how, if these people wanted the problem solved, why they wouldn't be pushing solutions rather than protesting about the problem. I personally speaking, that's just me.
That is a completely legitimate criticism of previous governments, this government. Absolutely right. It does feel uncontrolled.
The fact of the matter is, right, there is no reason whatsoever the British Isles cannot be entirely monitored and controlled by the British government. There is no excuse for it. There's no excuse for allowing 500,000 people to illegally enter our country every year via a boat. It's unacceptable. It doesn't matter which way you swing it. I'm not racist. I've got no problem with migrants, really. I've got no problem with foreigners. You know, if the number was 50,000, I wouldn't really give a fuck, to be honest. I wouldn't give a fuck. Some families produce more babies than that in 100 years. So I wouldn't give a fuck, right? But 500,000 every year, it's not good. It's not good. We already are struggling because of mismanagement of the economy and the social infrastructure of the UK. So to then add further strain to it, it's a problem. It's a serious problem. But for me, it's a problem in negligence of the government. Like, could you imagine the Roman Empire just decided not to monitor its borders anymore and let everyone come in and, you know, didn't stop anyone and... that sort of thing. It wouldn't happen, okay? The Egyptians, do you think they would have just let 500,000 people walk into Egypt every year illegally? Although it's not all illegal, maybe like 10, 20% of them have a legal right of asylum. But still, they've used an illegal method. I get called a left-wing wokey almost every day on GB News, Talk TV, Facebook, you know, whatever, because I have a differing view to kill all the migrants and deport them all. I would rather deport all the racists than all the migrants, personally, but, you know.
Numbers have been huge. Not just illegal, but legal migration numbers have been absolutely massive. Never seen it before in the history of this nation.
The fact of the matter is, I came up with a perfectly workable solution to end this problem 10, 12 months ago. Nobody cares. You all don't care. Like, there's literally been millions of people go out into the streets and protest about the problem, but I reckon there's maybe only a handful of people who have tried to implement my solution to the mass migration problem, and one of them is me. So I literally paid money to advertise a perfectly legal solution to the British country. So I paid like 50 quid of my own money to advertise an illegal migration solution to the country, because no matter how many times I told people, no matter how many parties I told, no matter how many MPs I commented on and told the solution, they all don't care. You all don't care. So I literally paid my own money out of my own pocket, right, to advertise the solution, to force people to read it, and still nobody's tried to implement it. Literally, I paid money out of my own pocket. Do I get a thank you? No. Like, how many of you have spent money to try and get the illegal migration problem solved, right? But those same people who want it solved call me a left-wing wokey and think I want to import all these people because I don't agree with Nigel, basically. I must be a left-wing wokey when I'm a centrist.
The speed of change. And nobody voted for it. So I understand the anger, but this other stuff, where's that come from? Neil's in Stevenage. Neil.
Hi. So look, people are angry, people are mobilising, people are aware of the harm that's been done to this country. Of something like 100,000 girls, according to that report, were raped or groomed by men who are predominantly Pakistani Muslims.
100,000? It's a hell of a figure.
And there is a community of people that have come into this country, millions of them, millions, who intend to take it from us. And we are aware of that. And you shrug your shoulders and you go, oh, look, millions of people are coming, that's awful, you should be against more coming in. But what about the people here now? London...
See, this is what I really struggle with. His exact words there. What about the people who are here now? So, you remove these illegal migrants he's talking about from the situation, and I apply the same words, the exact same words. What about the ones who are here already? Literally 80% of the UK prison population of rapists and nonces are white and British, although I think it's now 77%. Because it's gone down slightly, whatever. But they don't prosecute 95% of rape crimes. So, we don't really know the true figure. But the point is, his exact words I'm going to use against him. What about the ones we have here now? The white ones, the British ones. These men have literally never ever mentioned this issue until they could use it to make out a foreigner was worse and they were better. That's what you've got to understand here. From my position, this man most likely has never mentioned the sexual exploitation of women in this country by white predators, sometimes powerful white men like Jimmy Savile or Rolf Harris, right? These sorts of people. Like elite men who have taken advantage of women their entire life. Men like this, British white men, your average British white man has never fucking mentioned it. They don't give a fuck about women suffering. But the moment they can make out they're better than a black man because that black man hurt women and he's never done it, he thinks he's now better. But he's never mentioned all the white people who's ever hurt women. It's only now that a black person's done it, he has something to say. Do you see my predicament here? As a centrist, right? I don't like black nonces. I don't like any nonces. I don't like white nonces. But I certainly have not spent my whole life never mentioning the suffering of women and only ever peeping up when it's a black or foreigner who does the crime. I mention it every time there's a problem. Like I've been slamming white male predators my entire life. You know, people who are tramps and homeless people who sit outside shops. They are preying on people going into the shops. They're being a predator, right? I point all this shit out all the time. People just don't like it. They don't listen because, it doesn't matter. We don't care. We know there's white rapists and we know there's white nonsense, but you never mention it. You never fucking mention it, do you? But as soon as there's an immigrant who's a nonce or a rapist, you're marching down the street with a British flag. Fucking. What about the victim of the white rapists and white nonces? How do you think they feel when they know you heard their story and you did nothing? But then you hear when a black man commits the same crime was committed against them that a white man committed, and you're marching down the streets and you're millions because of it. How do you think that victim of the white rapist would feel? I'm just curious. Just ever conceive that like you shouldn't like distinguish between a rapist who's black and a rapist who's white? They're both a rapist. Why aren't you mentioning the white one? Why? These are fucking literally directly and indirectly defending these white rapists and nonces by never mentioning them. Like, it's just, you're disgusting.
Is 70% gone from us. Every major city in this country is now a majority of outsiders. And
No, it's not. No, it's not. I walk through Gateshead and Newcastle, and the majority of people are white. It's only if you go into the majority immigrant areas that you would see more immigrants than white people. So if you went to the West Road in Newcastle, which is where all the mosques and the Sikh temples are, these sorts of things, that the migrant communities are all, mostly, that's where you'll see more migrants than white people. But if you walk through the city of Newcastle, 80% of the people are white. You walk through Gateshead, 80% of the people are white, right? You're talking shit, mate. Maybe in fucking London where you live. Or maybe you live in a migrant community. Like, people just don't see the world from other people's perspectives.
And people want to get their country back. And it hasn't been like over 100 years this has happened. This has happened since the year 2000.
I remember being in a Royal British Legion in 1999, talking to several black soldiers who had served the British Army, had medals, were in uniform. Some of the most highly respected men you could imagine, right? And some of you cunts think you're better than them because you're white. I'm sorry, but you're talking shit.
When you say London is... Neil, when you say London is gone from us, that it is 70% outsiders...
And this...
He will not mention the fact that 90% of the property in London is owned by non-London people. He won't mention that, will he? He only cares about the colour of the people in London. He doesn't care about the ownership of property. No.
See, this silly viewpoint, it's almost like you're being...
What does that mean, sir?
You know what I mean by us.
No.
You know what?
Yeah, okay, I do. You mean white British, don't you? You mean white British?
Tom, you're English.
Yes.
And so am I.
Yes.
And we have shared culture, traditions, values, cuisine, everything, music.
Do you know what I've got in common with an Indian? We're both like curry. Do you know what a lot of Indians have in common with most English people? A lot of English people like cricket. I think cricket's shit, personally, but Indian people love it, right? You have more in common with some of these foreigners than you think. A lot more.
We are a people.
I tell you what, right? You present the migrant community with a threat to their females and their girls, and you see them react the exact same way you do when you perceive one to our women, our girls. The men in them communities aren't all predators who attack women, you know. They're the same as you. They protect their wives. They protect their daughters. They protect their mothers. Some of you are so brainwashed.
And we are losing our country, and the Labour Party is a treasonous organisation.
Right.
Treasonous, huh? Meh, he's probably right. If Keir Starmer used the fact Jimmy Savile wasn't prosecuted due to his friendship with the King when he was head of the CPS to get his position of head of the Labour Party and then Prime Minister, yes, that would be treason. That would literally be treason, yes.
While he was in opposition.
Because he would have essentially blackmailed the King to be Prime Minister. That's what would have happened. But it wouldn't be worded that way ever, but yes.
But Neil, what you mean is white, don't you? You mean it's white.
Yes, I do.
Right, okay.
Yes, but see, that's the main culture. We are a culture.
What's white culture, though? What does white culture mean? Because there are
Vikings, Germanic tribes, Greeks.
There are all sorts of white people. Hang on a sec, Neil. There are all sorts of white people all over the world. They have different cultures.
Tom, listen. English people are an ethnic group. like Dutch people,
Yes.
Frisian people, Danish people, Basque people, Catalan people.
Yes.
We are an ethnic group. Now, you can marry into our society. You can join us. You can adopt our culture, and over generation, you can become part of this body.
But Neil,
So you can't just come here and join. You know, yeah, it takes generations to join. Because he what he's saying there is the corrupted non-English part of you has to be breeded out of that, your gene, and returned to Englishness before you can be classed as English.
when you watch
you can't
okay,
move
sir,
here and say you're English and be
fine,
English. You're not.
I understand that.
You can move here and then have a child here, and your child can be claiming their English, yes. You could move here at the age of 1 and have been born in Tanzania, but choose to identify as English because you've spent your entire life here. You don't even remember being in Tanzania. You've got no memories of it. You don't speak like you're from there. Your mother and father aren't from there. You were just born there because you're on holiday, right? And your family's actually French. You would still be English because you were born in England. If you're born in England, you're English. It's as simple as that. If you come to England, right, and you get an English citizenship, you're an English citizen, but you weren't born in England, yes. But you're still an English citizen, aren't you?
I understand. Fine. Do you follow football? Do you follow cricket? Do you follow sport of any kind?
Yes.
When you watch the England football team, where non-white English players are playing, are
Yes.
they ethnically English to you?
No, they're not.
Why?
Oh, what a disgusting racist. What a disgusting racist. Literally. Okay, let's have a look. Black men who won the UK's highest medals. St George Cross is the highest, I don't think. Oh, is it? Okay, so let's have a look here, right? So we've got Private Samuel Hodge, VC, 1866, a soldier in the 4th West India Regiment. Samuel Hodge was the first black soldier to receive the Victoria Cross. He was awarded the Medal for Valour during the capture of the stockade town of, in Gambia. I've been to Gambia. Way up the Gambia! Smiling Coast, bros. Smiling Coast. Love it. Gambia's a legendary place. Go to Gambia. Where he helped open the barricades despite being wounded. Warrant Officer class, 2nd Class Johnson Gideon Bahari, VC, COG, 2005, a British Army soldier with the Princess of Wales Royal Regiment, Bihari, was awarded the Victoria Cross for saving members of his unit from 2 ambulances in Al-Hamara, Iraq in 2004. He sustained serious head injuries in the second engagement, but managed to drive his warrior vehicle to safety, an act of extreme heroism. He is a living recipient of the Victoria Cross. So literally, there are more, right? There are far more here, but I've just mentioned 2 soldiers who are black, who have been awarded the Victoria Cross, who are British, right? And this guy thinks he's more British than them because he's white and they're black. This is the level of idiocy I have to deal with in Britain every fucking day. We've got some dickhead who's done nothing his entire life but get slagged pregnant, snort cocaine, and drink vodka and beer most nights with a couple of Valium and smoke loads of weed, right? They've never worked a job in their life apart from being a drug dealer and growing cannabis or something, right? But they think they have contributed more to this country because of their skin colour than those heroes who have been awarded the highest military honours, who are black British men. Like what? Literally, you could have a man who's killed a 1,000 paedophiles who's a black man, and these white fuckers would defend one white guy who was wrongly convicted of being a nonce. They wouldn't celebrate the black man or accept he was English. Like, it's so weird. What is these people as just? I honestly think racists need to be educated. Like, they need to be put in an education camp. Like, educate them. They're basically a terrorist that hasn't been radicalized yet. That's what a racist is. They're ready to hurt black people and anyone who's not white, either with words or violence or protest and legal action, right? Simply because they're black. So they are literally they are literally a terrorist who is ready to commit a terrorist act, but has yet to be radicalized. That's what racists are.
Why? They were born here. Their parents were born here.
Change to ethnic group.
No, but Neil, if the qualifying...
Black British is an ethnic group as well, you daft cunt. It's in the name, British. Like, Rishi Sunak was Indian British. He's still British. He comes from Indian descent. He was born in Britain, making him British, but he's from Indian British. Like, there's Irish British. There's Welsh British. There's Scottish British. There's English British. This isn't complicated.
One characteristic of being English is, were you born here?
Shared ancestry. Shared culture.
But how shared do you want it? Because their parents were born here too.
You have to at least marry into our community.
But Neil, the parents of an England footballer who is non-white, his parents... Neil, hang on a sec. Because this is a very interesting definition of what it means to be English in your view. If the parents of an England... Hang on, you've got to let me ask the question, sir.
Go on, then.
If the parents of a black English football player are born in England, that player is born in England, they are representing their country...
Hang on a sec. What about the multiracial black English footballers? I'm not going to name any names because I don't want to accidentally call someone more white than they might take happiness in taking the compliment. But there are some black international English footballers who, although they are black, one of their parents is white, whether it's the mother or the father, and they are like full-blooded English people. You know, they just have a black partner. So is this man saying that child isn't English because they're black, even though like their mother or father is English, white, just because one of the parents is black? Do you know what I mean? It's not as simple as, oh, two black parents have a black baby in England. Like, it's not that simple.
My question to you, Neil, are they ethnically English?
Let me reply, okay? If two black people move to this country and...
Move, yeah, and then they have a baby, the baby's English.
Never learnt English.
Right, there's people who move to Spain who are English who never learned Spanish. Carry on.
And brought up their child not to speak English.
How could they teach their child to speak English if they didn't speak English? That's like, how could I teach my child Klingon if I don't know Klingon? Is he for real? How could a non-English parents teach their child English if they don't know English? I mean, is that a bit... The fact that this is beyond the understanding of this man should give you a good assessment of his intelligence. Like, how literally on this planet could non-English speaking people teach their child English? Like, how? They'd have to get someone else to do it, wouldn't they?
And ignored everything around them and just lived in an introspective bubble where they didn't meet or talk to or make any attempt to integrate with English ethnic people, then no, they're not. Just because you're born here doesn't make...
But this is the thing I don't agree with, and I don't understand what you racists are on about. Like, you don't have to join a community. You don't have to get involved and, like, make friends with people you don't want to make friends with. Like, if I wanted to move to China, I don't have to then make friends with everyone in China. I can pick and choose which Chinese people I want to be friends with, you know. You can't make me be friends with all Chinese people. I'm not going to like them all, so I'm not going to speak to them all. I'm not going to... I don't know them. I don't know if they're criminals or if they're good people or if they're bad people, if they believe this or that. So I'll just avoid them all. And those who showed me things I liked, I would bother with. Like, you don't have the right to expect an illegal migrant to amalgamate and become English. Like, if I go to China, I'm not going to start walking around eating fucking sushi and fucking with like being good at maths and shit. No.
Part of our
You think if I move to America, I should start walking around with some cowboy boots and a cowboy hat, shouting "Yee-haw"? What about if I move to Australia? Should I get like a pet fucking kangaroo? Call it Jack? Like, what is he on about? This country is so great because we accept people's religious freedoms and personal beliefs. We accept people's personal shit. Like, the Scottish have their heritage, the Welsh have theirs, the Cornish, the Geordies, the Scouse, the Manchester people, Birmingham folk, London folk, York folk. Like, everyone has their own culture, right? And you've got no right to expect another culture to leave their history, their culture, and their way of life just because you don't like it. They have to obey our rules and our laws. Yes, that's true. They have to obey the law. As long as they're obeying the law and no one's being hurt, I don't care if a Muslim prays. I don't care if there's a mosque. As long as nobody's being hurt and they're not forcing their beliefs on others, I don't care. They're allowed to practice Islam. The same as a Christian is allowed to practice Christianity. Christianity is a foreign religion imported by the Roman Empire, which, by the way, came here on boats. By the way, they also came on boats, right? Most of you are Roman descendants, me most likely included, right? We're also the descendants of Roman migrants, or Viking or Anglo-Saxon. So, it's like, how thick can people be? Like, chicken tikka was invented in this country by Indian British people, right? Lovely food, right? We love foreign food. We love foreign culture. We like to celebrate other cultures. We even let Chinese people celebrate Chinese New Year. We don't tell the Chinese, no, fuck your calendar. Fuck you and your fucking East Asian, Oriental, sweet and sour calendar. No. Fuck you. We don't tell China that. We let them celebrate their New Year. We don't force them to celebrate our New Year. We don't force Jews to celebrate Christmas instead of Hanukkah. And we don't force non-Christians to follow Christianity. Christians already tried that shit, right? This is the pagan country. We like nature. We like trees. We like flowers. We like fruits. We like vegetables. We like animals like horses and sheep and dogs and cats and birds, right? We're pagans. Go fuck yourselves, all of you religions. This is a pagan country. Always was, always will be. There's nothing you can do about it. That's why Stonehenge is Stonehenge. Christianity came here like Islam and murdered you all, and now you all think it's a Christian country. No, pagans.
Our nation.
Well, how do I know you are? You're born here. How do I know that you're ethnically English?
You can't over the radio, obviously.
But you would say you can. You would say I would instantly recognise you as being ethnic.
Even in person, he could be white, but it doesn't mean he's still English. He could have been born in America, so he wouldn't be English, would he?
English, even though you might only live in a bubble of one.
Do you believe that ethnic groups exist?
Say again?
Do you believe ethnic groups exist?
I believe that you can have an ethnicity, of course.
Do you recognise the fact that until the 1970s, about 90% of the population in London were from the English ethnic group?
And that means born in England.
The English ethnic group includes everyone born in England. That includes all Indian British people, all black Indian British people, all Irish British people, Welsh British. Like, the English group doesn't just include white people. This is something a lot of racists don't seem to understand.
No, it doesn't.
Right, what does it mean then?
It means more than that. English people happen to be white. It's not our fault, but we are.
No. Most English people happen to be white. Not all English people are white. I know many English people who are not white. They're black, they're Indian, but they're still English. They're Indian English. They're like black English. I literally mentioned 2 British black soldiers who have been given the highest military honours by this country. One in, 1886, and the other one was 2004. There are many more.
Chinese
But
people
not
have
every
to
English
be
person is
Chinese.
white, Neil. You agree that not every English person is white?
I believe that
No, he didn't admit it.
some communities that have settled here over generations can become British.
Can become over generations. Oh, right. Okay.
Particularly Afro-Caribbean people, Afro-Caribbean black people. But when you have communities where you have one man from Pakistan with a wife from Pakistan who both speak Urdu at home, who are both Muslims, who only eat Pakistani food, who bring their children up to be Pakistani first, they're
He's such a hypocrite, this guy. He's such a fucking hypocrite. If he was to move to Spain with his 2 kids or 1 kid or 3 kids, whatever, right? Say when he was a young man, he wouldn't have then put the other culture before his own. He would raise his kids as English, wouldn't he? And then teach them about the other country they're living in. But he would still put his country and nationality first. So he expects the Spanish people, when they come here, to forget the fact they're Spanish and put English first. He's a hypocrite. He's a fucking hypocrite.
colonists.
What you're talking
And
about is
colonised
integration.
Our cities, Tom.
What you're talking
They're
about...
not in Kent where you live,
pointless.
but they are for
It is pointless because he's not here to give you a rational debate. He's there to spew his racist bullshit and try and convince any listeners. That's what he's trying to do. He's not here to have a rational, logical debate where he might change his opinion with new information, or he might give you new information to try and make a constructive debate. He's literally just phoned in to rinse and repeat his racist bullshit. That's all this is.
real people in this country, all around the country.
What you're...
Real English people, is that what he said?
But they are the real people in this country, all around
The real people in this country.
the country.
What you're
In
talking...
Birmingham,
Okay.
all across Yorkshire, Liverpool, all across Lancashire, most of London. We are losing our home, and we've got nowhere to go, Tom.
What you're-
Where do we go?
Neil, what you're
Where
talking...
Losing our home? No, we're not. There's a few foreigners moved down the street, you wanker. That doesn't mean you're losing your home. Shut the fuck up.
Go.
Okay, I'm going to give it one more go, Neil. If you're just going to keep shouting, this isn't going to work.
It's because you're being so disingenuous. You're not even...
He's being disingenuous. You've just projected the fact that you're being disingenuous to him, and you're aware of the fact you're being disingenuous, so you're trying to now attribute him to be disingenuous to try and deflect from the fact you're being disingenuous, which is one of the most disingenuous things you can do.
I'm
Go on.
asking you questions, and the questions are... What
Go on.
you're talking about there is integration. And I, to an extent, agree with you. It is a very bad thing for people to come into the country to not integrate at all.
Yes, to not integrate at all. But you have literally loads of Pakistani and Indian families who have come over, who, although they are Indian or Pakistani and they put their heritage first, have integrated. They run businesses. They employ hundreds, if not thousands, of sometimes white British people in secure, good jobs. They work hard. They pay their taxes. They don't commit crimes. They might practice their own religion, but Christianity is a foreign religion. So not all like Pakistani and Indian families are coming over here rejecting Britishness. Like, I've seen literally people with turbans serving in the royal regiment at Buckingham Palace. I've seen people with turbans for the British Army. And it's not English people who fucking wear turbans, is it? So, when I see an Indian man in the British Army, is that not integrating? Like...
To not be able to speak the language, it's a very, very bad
Do you
thing.
accept that millions haven't integrated?
Millions haven't integrated. No, I don't accept that. I could accept that hundreds of thousands have not integrated. Yes, I could accept that. Especially those who have come recently and haven't had time to transition to the British way of life and English way of thinking. Yes, hundreds of thousands of them. Millions? No. No. No.
Depends on what you mean by integrate, but I
Well,
think...
okay. But if
It is very subjective, isn't it?
I'm saying to you that you can't have communities living all together in large groups that don't intermarry, that
Yes, you can. We do. In Gateshead, we have the largest Hasidic Jewish population outside of Israel, I think. There's about 15,000 Hasidic Jews. Maybe London's got a higher one, I don't know. Maybe the second largest in Britain. About 15,000 Hasidic Jews, right? We also have a Muslim community right next to them. And in amongst all of them, we have, Eastern European migrants. We have Chinese and ethnic groups like from Oriental Asia, Koreans. We have your normal white British people like me. And we all live, in harmony and, harmony. We all live together without marrying. The Jews don't marry the Muslims don't marry the Jews, we don't marry the Muslims we don't marry the Jews either. Like, we all keep our little separate relationships, but we still coexist. We don't attack each other,
that keep every single cultural thing from home and don't adopt any of ours except sort of nebulous British values about being nice to the queue, which mean nothing. Okay, the country is being colonised.
I don't know, being nice is a pretty big positive in any human.
I don't agree with you. I don't think the country is being colonised.
I don't agree with him either. The country was already colonised by Christianity and the Roman Empire after we were pagans and pretty much nomadic people, I suppose, right? We've already been colonised
And
by a foreign religion, by foreign people, multiple times. Like we were Catholic, then we were Protestant, then it was Church of England. We were Vikings, then we were Anglo-Saxons and Vikings, and then Romans. Like,
and I don't understand why you can't say or can't agree or can't believe that a person who is born here, who shares the values that you do, who speaks the language, who eats a roast dinner and likes watching England.
yeah, I've met loads of non-English and British people who love an English roast dinner. Love it. They love it.
Play football.
Denying our existence.
I don't understand why you can't say that person might not be white.
Am I still being heard, Tom? If you are saying that anyone can be English...
He's a right cunt, this guy, isn't he? You see, the thing is, in a debate with an adult, you have to let them speak, right? And if they let you speak, you have to let each other speak. And he has let this other guy speak, and the other guy's trying to make out he's not letting him speak to try and say more. Not because he's not actually letting them speak. He's been a very manipulative shit, is what he's doing.
It's just because they say they are.
Which is why he did because he knows that as well. And I know that. Like, it's just... You get men like this who are literally most likely raised by single mothers, so they take on the behaviours of women, where women's main weapon and tool over the last 1,000 years was... their minds and their emotions, because they weren't able to physically beat a man, so they had to find other ways to outsmart us, right? So they came up with these genius manipulation tactics and mental warfare things, right? They are fucking very good at it, women, if you don't mind me saying, right? So you get men who are raised by single women, adopt these behaviours and patterns, and then take them through their entire life thinking it's normal. This guy's just done it there. I can guarantee you he was raised by a single mother. I can guarantee you.
I'm not
saying that's a bad thing. But it results in those boys acting like women.
saying that. That's not what I'm saying.
That English just doesn't exist.
No,
that's what you're saying.
Neil,
That's offensive.
Neil.
See, he's trying to twist his words into something he never said, as if he said it, and then using it against him. No offense, women, that's a typical female thing to do. Like, men don't do that. The only men who do that are the ones who are raised by single mothers.
At no point have I suggested that, and I don't think that's true. I'll give you this is the final question I'm going to ask you, sir. Rishi Sunak, and there was a question about this, so I'm not...
I knew this was coming. Indian British.
Taking this example completely off the top of my head. Rishi Sunak, born in Southampton...
I've been to Southampton. Nice place. I've also been to St Mary's football ground and sang when the Saints go marching in when they were playing Newcastle, and I think we beat them 2-1 if I remember correctly, or 2-0. I don't know, it might have been Charlton. But I've definitely been to St Mary's and sang when the Saints go marching in as they came out because I like, that's what you do when you're at St Mary's. That's what you do.
Comes from Indian descent. Is he culturally, ethnically English?
He's not ethnically English, as you were.
He is, though. He's literally English. He's Indian English. He comes from an Indian family, and he was born in England. He's
Oh no, he's probably Anglo-Indian or British Indian.
Anglo-Indian.
Or something like that.
That is some straw man bullshit. That is. Wow.
But culturally, he's adopted many of our norms and values, but he's not ethnically English.
Yes, he is.
And we have a homeland, and this is our homeland.
So,
Because the Roman Empire came and forced Christianity on everyone here, so now you call it something.
to be ethnically English, you need to be white.
No, not exclusively. You need to
But that's what he said.
have ancestors who are from this country that have been here more than one generation.
Okay, so we now say that to be ethnically English, you need 2 generations of your family to have been born here? 3, 4?
No, I think we need to have some ancestors who have been here for.
Some ancestors. So if you've got like an uncle who was here 1,000 years ago, but your entire family lived in India for 1,000 years, and then you come here, live here, you still have some ancestor from England. So would you be okay to call yourself English?
For hundreds of years.
Hundreds of years.
It's an insult on your intelligence and mine, Tom.
See the manipulation tactic he's trying to employ here. He's trying to manipulate both you, the listener, and the radio host into whatever he's going to do next.
You know, Tom, that your
Tommy Robinson's family came from Ireland.
Years.
Yeah, Irish immigrants. Correct.
His grandmother was Irish.
Also, the majority of the EDL which he founded was found to have committed mostly crimes against women and girls. Ironically.
I've been living here for thousands
No.
of years.
I got myself right. Tommy Robinson's mother was Irish.
Correct.
So
Yeah,
is
good
Tommy
child.
Robinson ethnically English?
No, so here's the point. My granddad, may he rest in peace. Both of them are actually sadly passed away. My granddad, I believe, was born in Edinburgh. Right? My dad's dad was born in Edinburgh. Now, my mum's dad was born, I think, in Durham. Sort of area. So, does that mean I'm not English because my grandparent was Scottish? Do you know what I mean? Like, where does the line draw here?
No, he's not. He's half.
Okay.
So Tommy Robinson is half English. Let's see.
Confused picture. Neil, thank you very much indeed. I'm here to tell you that, according to the Office for National Statistics, about 40.6% of London's usual residents were born outside the UK, according to the 2021 census. I don't know where Neil gets 70% from, I have to say.
It's because what the racists do, when they hear the word English, they think white. So when they think of white English, they think that's the English statistic of English people within London. They don't include the black and Indian families who are English as English. So they don't see those people as English. So they exclude them from the figures. But all English ethnicities include the black English and Indian English people as well. It's not just the white English, because it also includes the Irish English, the Welsh English, the Scottish, British, white British, whatever, you know what I mean? Like, it's not, the English ethnic group isn't just white people. It includes black English and Indian English. There's more. There's Afro-Caribbean English, I guess, for parents who came from Jamaica. Like, these people are so stupid that they don't even understand how statistics work. Like, that's how dumb they are. They couldn't find a mean average with 6 numbers. Like,
But this is the kind of conversation that is happening, I suspect, as people were walking shoulder to shoulder in that protest. That is not to say everybody, of course, but what does it mean to be ethnically English? What does it mean to be ethnically British?
to be born in England and Britain. That is it. If you're born here and you identify as British, you are a British. If you are born here and you identify as English, you're English. If you're born here, and you don't identify as British and English, it would depend on what you identify as and how you have a claim to that. So thanks very much for watching. I'll be doing a lot more of these with the LBC callers, because honestly, there's so many morons just ring in and talk utter shite and make us British people look stupid, that I need to counteract the stupidity. I need to show the world that we're all not as stupid as these motherfuckers. Peace.